Hello boys and girls, welcome to today's writing lesson. I hope you're all okay. Let's get started then. So today's date is Wednesday the 27th of January and today we are planning our very own adventure story. Okay, let's get going then. So I just wanted to tell you about something really strange that happened yesterday to me. So yesterday I was just having a gentle stroll around the empty playground. I was in school and I was just having a walk around the playground. I was with Miss Mindscough and the sunshine, it started to peek out the gloomy clouds. It was quite a pleasant day really. We were having a good old chat. We were talking about what we were going to have for tea, our cats and different things. But out of the corner of my eye, I spotted something utterly bizarre. You wouldn't believe it, boys and girls, what I saw. We edged closer and closer to it. You would not believe the wall of the school, it started to crack. And the hole, it grew bigger and bigger and bigger to reveal this. This terrifying, endless, narrow tunnel opened up on the side of the school. I could feel my pulse race and a bead of sweat drip down my forehead. Miss Mindscough, wow, she jumped for joy. She is extremely adventurous and she wanted to get right in and she wanted to find where it led. We couldn't see the end of the tunnel, but she wanted to go in. I, on the other hand, no, I did not want to go into that tunnel. I am a little bit of a wimp. I don't like the dark. I don't like ghosts or ghouls. I don't like the thought of going in there at all. So I was a lot more reserved than Miss Mindscough. I faced a huge moral dilemma because she leaped right in. She entered excitedly and off she went. So, my question to you boys and girls, should I have entered and tried to find my friend, or should I have listened to my sensible inner voice and just left it? Just left that horrible dark tunnel alone. So, this tunnel, it has appeared in your playground. Where do you think it leads? What or who is hidden inside it? Do you dare to enter? The Tunnel Adventure Story Planner. So we are going to plan our own tunnel adventure story based on this tunnel that has opened up in our playground. So in your home learning pack you have got this planning sheet, so can you get it out for me now? You can pause the video whilst you find it out and we are going to fill it in together. So we are going to start by adding onto your plan who are your characters. So you're going to need to choose 2 characters. It can be you and a friend, it can be 2 made up children, it's up to you. So you can add their names onto the plan. And my characters, they are both very different in their personalities. So I am quiet, quite cautious, quite nervous character. Where Miss Mindscough, she is fearless, she's adventurous, she's curious and she's extremely mischievous. So you can pause the video now and add your characters to your plan. Add in adjectives as well to describe them. Remember, they're going to be quite different characters. One's quite bold and one's quite nervous. Right then, next we are going to add some connectors or conjunctions, that's what we call them, to our plan. So we've already practiced using these in our storyboard yesterday. So and, but, because. So you can just pause the video and add them to your plan because we're going to include them in our writing. Right, next up then, which adventurous words will you use? So we're looking at this part here. Which adventurous words will you use? So I'm going to show you a word mat, and you might just want to pause the video, have a look through, and choose some words or phrases that you like the look of and you want to include in your story. Let's have a look. So we've got some sentence starters here. It was just an ordinary day. As the day drew to a close, we've got bizarre, perilous, alarmed, magical, frightened, mysterious. So you can choose some words or phrases from this word mat to help you in your adventure story, because we need to be using the right kinds of language, don't we, in our story. So you can pause the video now and add that to that section of your plan, just like I have done here. So which adventurous words will you use? I've used it was just an ordinary day. And I want to use the words bizarre, eerie, chilling, mysterious, because the tunnel is all of those. Out of the corner of my eye, at the start, when I first spotted the tunnel, it was out of the corner of my eye. Let's have a look at what we are going to add to our plan next then. We're going to look at the opening of our story. Let's have a look at what we are going to include in the opening of our story. So, in the opening of your story, you are going to describe the playground. What's the weather like? Is it full of children or is it empty, desolate? I want some strong adjectives to describe the playground. I talked about the gloomy clouds, the sunshine peeked out. Okay, was it a pleasant day? Describe the setting, okay? What are the characters doing then? Miss Myerscough and myself, we were just having a gentle stroll around the playground, having a chat. Okay, tell me what the characters are doing at the very beginning of your story. Your characters might be playing a game or doing something else, so you need to tell me this in the opening of your story. So you can pause the video now and add that to your plan. Next up, we are going to look at the journey. Let's have a look at what we are going to include in the journey. Okay, the journey then. We're looking at the journey. The tunnel appears in the wall of the school. Okay, it's appeared in the wall. So first job, we need to describe this tunnel. What does it look like? We need to tell the reader what has appeared in the wall. Okay, so what kind of adjectives could you use to describe the tunnel? Is it an endless, terrifying passageway? Is it long and narrow and dark? Describe this tunnel that has appeared in the wall. Okay, then you can add some show not tells to your plan. What exactly is a show not tell? Do you know? Well, a show not tell is when the tunnel appeared. I didn't say Miss Cartwright was scared and Miss Myerscough was excited. No, I use a show not tell. Miss Cartwright had a bead of sweat rolling down her face. Her heart was beating fast against her chest. Her hands were tremoring, okay? Where Miss Myerscough, she jumped for joy. She had a huge grin across her face. That tells me those characters were excited and frightened. I'm not telling the reader how they're feeling. I'm showing the reader how they are feeling. So you can pause the video now and add those to your plan. Right, next up we are going to look at the events of the story, what we are going to add to the plan. Now then. So, in the events, one character enters the tunnel. So we're going to add a verb and an adverb. How do they enter the tunnel? Do they enter the tunnel excitedly? Do they enter the tunnel anxiously or nervously? Well, my character is Miss Myerscough, Miss Myerscough enters the tunnel excitedly. She wants to get in there, okay? So you have a verb, she enters, and then an adverb. How does she do that? It's excitedly. Right, the next part of my plan. One character has a moral dilemma. So Miss Cartwright has a moral dilemma. What should she do? Show me her inner thoughts. What is she saying? You can add some show not tells to show how Miss Cartwright is feeling. Has she got a dry mouth? Are her hands shaking? What is she doing in this part of the story? So you can pause the video now and add the events to your plan. Next up, we are going to look at the problem. Okay, let's have a look at what we are going to include in the problem. So the problem. Wow, Miss Cartwright, she has gone into the tunnel. She has entered another world. Can you describe this setting? So you might have entered a forest like in the story we read before, but you also might have entered a rainforest, a jungle, a frozen land. You might have entered the desert. So you are going to describe this setting using strong adjectives. You can get your expanded noun phrases in there. So what can you see in this setting? So the character finds their friend then. So I find Miss Mindscarf, but I've entered a frozen land and I have found Miss Mindscarf. She is frozen to the spot. She is now made of ice. So what has happened to your character? Are they frozen to the spot? Have they turned to stone? Maybe they have been turned into a tree, like those creatures in the story that we looked at before. So you can pause the video now and add the problem section to your plan now. Then finally, the resolution. This is where your story comes to an end. Let's have a look at what we are going to add to the story now. So, how exactly does the friend save the other character? How does Miss Cartwright save Miss Mindscarf from being frozen forever? Wow, she gives her a great big hug and she starts to unfreeze. The ice starts to melt away. That is what happens in my story. What happens in your story? How do they feel? Can you add another show not tell? Do they both jump for joy? Do big smiles spread across their faces? Tell me how they are feeling. They are elated. They have been reunited. Tell me how they feel. So you can pause the video now and complete this part. So once you have got to the end of the video, you should have now have a completed plan. I can't wait to see where your characters go and what happens in your stories. Any questions, please let us know.